That was the massive impact that poor old Quartararo's got a long lap penalty for irresponsible riding. So now both factions, they're going to struggle to get points, aren't they, you feel, in this full-length Grand Prix now, with Morbidelli and Quartararo starting 14th and 16th on the grid, and having both been caught up in turn to instance in the sprint and at the start of this Grand Prix. 164,000 fans, that's the full weekend crowd pre this restarted Spanish Grand Prix that both factory Yamahas bottle, lights out, and we are going once again here in Jerez. And once again, look at the KTM's unrivaled launches off the line. Binder sweeps around the outside of Miller. Aleix Espargaro sinks like a stone in the game. Martin's got through on him. Aleix Espargaro, the pole man, back and forth. But once again, it's the KTM's first and second.
Deja vu into 11th place. Of course, one of those is courtesy of Oliveira's absence from this restart. As we've now got a crash, it looks like Alex Rins has slipped down the timing screens. The Cota winner doesn't look like he's completed the first lap here in Jerez.
Yeah, crashing back down to earth with the biggest.
Jerez Vinales was hoping for, as he believes he's got the pace, but he's not got the possibility to show it from there.
On the front end into the slow corners in particular, turns 2 and turn 6 to Fabio Quartararo. And this might be the first time he realises that he's got the long lap penalty. A Sunday surprise he did not expect. What's going through the mind there now, Fabio Quartararo, if Yamaha missed fourth best of the weekend?
Well, he wants that boat. He's pushing the boat out big time into the fight.
To adapt to that troublesome Honda RC213V. It's his fourth crash of the weekend. 3 DNFs so far in 4 sprints so far for Mir. His finish rate this season is well below 40%. Really major worries about front tyre temperature or front tyre pressure. That's why he was so eager to hit the front and dispose of Binder as quickly as he possibly could, because this now poses a headache for Binder, because he's going to have to think about his own front tyre temperature and front tyre pressure. He's a smart move.
The points.
Rins has called it quits. He's had enough, and then it's damaged that motorcycle, but Alex Rins has parked it. What a difference a couple of weeks makes. Second in the sprinting Cota. Quartararo's done his long lap.
Yeah, Quartararo through the long lap penalty. He goes in ahead of Augusto Fernandez, so he crosses the line now in 14th position. Marco Bezzecchi just in the front of the picture there, finally getting up and running on the inside of Taka Nakagami, but that's only for 11th place.
Very frustrated. Those two, of course, had a very close, harmonious relationship as factory Ducati colleagues.
I
think they briefly over.
Guys.
Well, Miller was very angry when the race got red flagged earlier on. I think he needs to just calm down at this stage, because he slowed himself down there coming out of turn 6.
Regather himself, compose himself. There's still a long, long way to go in this Grand Prix. 19 laps remaining.
We're looking at Luca Marini then running in 6th position at the moment. His teammate, the world champion leader Marco Bezzecchi, running in 11th place. It's not Zarco through into 6th position. So we've got KTM, Ducati, KTM. Miller's looking to go back into 3rd place, and right through now it's Martin shaking his head.
Yeah, that had all the hallmarks of a Rossi's Gibernau style.
Unable to go with the leading trio at the moment, but the big question is, how much extra pace has Pecco Bagnaia got behind Brad Binder? We saw him set the fastest lap of the race last time round, pulled 2 tenths back on Binder. Bagnaia can play a relatively patient game. We're coming up to 1/3.
Yeah, and over the line he was nearly 6 tenths of a second clear of Miller. Immediately he gets that dashboard message. He waits for Jack Miller.
Or is it for the overtake on Miller?
Could be the overtake on Miller. So Binder power slides the KTM through turn number 8. We're checking through sector 3 right now to find out what his advantage is over Miller. They come through now. It's just under a brutally difficult race day here in Jerez for him and the Iwata factory, with senior Yamaha management looking on trackside as well. Hasn't gone the Iwata factory's way at all, has it? So now they're walking Pecco back to 9 tenths of a second, back to Miller in 2nd place. Pecco Bagnaia would be wresting back control of the World Championship, which he had at the start of the season after his brilliant double in Portimao. 8 points clear of Marco Bezzecchi, who's having a Sunday to forget hero. But quicker man behind him by a whisker was Pecco Bagnaia. Danny Pedrosa also finding some good speed at this stage of the race. You just wonder whether the lightning of the fuel load now just coming into the hands of Pedrosa. He's in 8th place. He did a 1:38.413.
Again, lap 10 of 24. Binder's lead across the line is 7 tenths of a second, and 2.3 seconds covers the top 6. So John Zarco setting his personal best lap.
It didn't work, so he sat back a little bit, kept the you know, like his team manager said, manage that front tyre temperature, and he keeps coming back from a gap after cooling the tyre and having another go, and I really think he's getting frustrated. Like,
that was exactly 3/10 quicker than Brad Binder ahead of him, so the gap down to under half a second.
And the fastest rider on track at the moment is Johan Zarco. Another personal best for the Frenchman in 6th place, a 1:38.27 way into the Dani Pedrosa corner, which will certainly pique the interest of his teammate Jack Miller.
Gear, Michelin corner, turn number 2, which has been the scene of so much chaos, so much drama this weekend, with the red flags out early on this Grand Prix. Miguel Oliveira ruled out on the crypto data line for Aprilia after he was caught up in Fabio Quartararo.
Now up into the top 5.
You just wonder, Lewis, having been in the group for so long here, whether Aleix Spargo's just barbecued that front tyre. It's just overheated. He's struggling to stop that Aprilia because there's been successive mistakes on successive laps.
It's so close, this Grand Prix is, but only 5 points at this stage for Marco.
Dani Pedrosa then. He's just at the back of that group of 8. Just under 3 seconds covering the top 8 riders. Further down the field then, a long way down the field, is poor old Fabio Quartararo, who's doing mid-138s himself now.
So he's now a 1.5 seconds off the lead.
On board then with Bagnaia through that 4th gear high-speed turn number 4. Back to 3rd.
All is really key in the remainder of this race as Bagnaia crawls all over him through turn 11, through turn Miller wide again through turn 12. He'll be on the inside line, but Bagnaia's already clear of him before they hit the brakes.
Yeah, it's just been a little bit of an erratic 15th lap.
Because Jorge Martin immediately all over the back of that Patrick KTM.
This Grand Prix, it was cut by 1 lap after the red flag incident involving Quartararo and Miguel Oliveira. You know that Jorge Martin, he would be desperate to stand on the MotoGP podium in front of his home crowd. As it stands right now,
they're only able to gain a couple of hundredths of a second.
Yeah, Pecco Bagnaia then. What will he do? At what point will he think, well, I'm going to stick or twist here? Oh, that's Martin, is it? Or Zarco? One of the Prima Prama Ducatis has gone down. He's going back Secchi, just no warning whatsoever. That was almost like they hit a damp patch. That's what Taka Nakagami said yesterday when he dumped it at turn 9 out of the sprint. It was like a slow motion crash. He just had 0 warning. With the hot temperatures overcooking his front team here, they watch the screens, they can sense, they can feel like a double victory's coming here this weekend for Brad Binder. He was awesome, he was phenomenal to win the sprint yesterday. Can he resist there in Jerez? There he is, sideways into turn number 6. That's his trademark style then. Supermoto-esque, isn't it, going into turn number 6. He'll be lighting up, smoking that rear tyre coming through turn number 8. Pecco Bagnaia just be hoping here that on Binder ahead of him. Let's see if that bears that in the time, because it does. Visually, you can see Bagnaia just started to pull the pin there, and right on cue, he finds a
barely 2/10
on what a 19-lap-old set of Michelin tyres in punishingly hot conditions. Fast fading rear grip here. Pecco Bagnaia just over 3/10 of a second away from his own race lap record. That's brilliant.
Well, he was only 100 slower than Bagnaia, so don't rule Jack Miller out of this Grand Prix just yet. I feel he's got the pace to go past Brad Binder and try and pull a little bit of a gap.
Looks like right now.
Here we go, letting it up into the last corner. Here comes Pecco Bagnaia, the world champion. Now, the guarantee here is Brad Binder.
Clinical and classy, wasn't it, there from the world champion? He was about 8-9 of a second behind Brad Binder for a good number of laps. You just wonder whether he's keeping that gap back himself just to avoid overheating his front tyre, and then when the
track to launch a counter-attack on Bagnaia. When they complete this lap, there will be just 2 remaining.
Bagnaia was battered with criticism, wasn't he, after crashing out of second in Argentina, crashing out the leading Cota. What a response this could be here from the
rear edge grip at this stage, as Binder once again absolutely snaking it into turn 6. He makes up the ground on the brakes. If he can get anywhere near closing distance into that corner, he'll certainly be coming through, but he just can't get into the slipstream of that Ducati.
This corner, no, he's not going to be. Last lap underway then here of the Spanish Grand Prix in Jerez. Bagnaia leads it, Binder in second place. I think Miller might be out of the equation in terms of the win. It looks like he's going to hang on for back-to-back podiums here though in the Spanish Grand Prix.
Bagnaia will feel he just has to...
Pedrosa, Lorenzo Marquez, is it going to be Bagnaia and Binder in 2023? They come through the Crivier corner. Here we go then now, there's going to be 1 corner left. It's all or nothing now for Brad Binder. Top ride by Pecco Bagnaia. That felt like a statement after all the criticism from Kota Lewis.
What an incredible display that was. That was such a good battle between Bagnaia and Binder, the two riders at this Spanish Grand Prix.
Poor Maverick, that was going to be an 8th place for him. That means he drops back behind Miller in the champion. The crowd with the deafening band, but you know what? This crowd is second to none in the world. Hey, who's that?
I missed that.
It was brilliant. Oh, I loved it. The fans were absolutely loving Danny Pedrosa.